Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is October 17th, 2017, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the economic events of the day, just two numbers really coming out, starting out at 10:30 South African time. It's a core price index number that's coming out of Great Britain, and that should affect the GBP. And then at 12:15, Bank of England Governor Carney will be speaking. So that's two major events that are coming up this morning that should affect the GBP and the market at hand. So more stuff coming out later in the week, but first let's discuss what's happening in the market. So let's see. So we're starting here with the EURUSD. This is a daily chart, and just want to show you how much of a retracement we've had from our nice big rally that we had from 106 to 121-ish level, and we're finally, making several bounces further down. Now, if we look at the bigger picture, this is like a second bounce further down. We had, double top here, right above this 121-ish level, right, at this 121-ish level, and then we made a lower high. Okay, and that lower high was really indication that this thing was coming up lower, and this is why I want to, show you in the larger time scheme, and then we'll go and look at the shorter time scheme. And then, we sold off nicely over here, bounce off this 116.91, and finally hit this beautiful resistance level. And the reason I say it's beautiful because we had a resistance one time before, subsequent support here, as you can see, and we sold off of it. Now we're trading at a minor support level right here, okay, just below it, a couple of pips just below it. So you might want to see something of a bounce today, okay, to see if this is really going to, trade within these two parameters, these external parameters, let's call them, between 121-ish level and 116.90-ish level. Okay, if we don't, we could definitely revisit this 16.91, and let's take a look at that in a shorter time frame to highlight that. So looking at a shorter time frame, you see that we're just flirting with this support level right here at 117.74-ish level. We're trading right now at 117.69, so we're only about 5 pips away. But if we do further break this further down, we could definitely revisit this 116.91-ish level. Excuse me. So keep an eye on that for a trade today. Now looking at the GBPUSD, it hasn't retraced as much as the euro, and we've seen this recently that the GBP has gotten stronger relative to the dollar vis-a-vis the euro versus the dollar. And that I'd like to see some sort of confirmation today from Carney speaking that things with Brexit are making their normal or somewhat of their normal process in the the shuffling of the economy in Great Britain. With that said, we're trading between these two moving averages. So I'd like to see some sort of breakout between one of the two. Okay, we're just flirting with the 30-day average, as you can see here. Highlight that. So we haven't completely sold off. Okay, we haven't. You see that this is it's a very tight move right here. Okay, so keep an eye on some sort of breakout either on the upside or the downside. Looking at the Aussie USD, we had a monetary number coming out at 2:30 a.m. this morning, and as you can see, we had just a nice bounce out of it, and we're just trickling down. So this is really fading it, and this is still showing us weakness, okay, and hasn't broken above this 14-day average. So if we do break this 78.39-ish level, we could definitely see it revisit the lower 78-ish level, maybe 78.19-ish level. But keep an eye on this as well to see if this is going to show us some sort of either reversal, okay, because it looks like we've got a upside down head and shoulders. Okay, that's one shoulder, that would be the head, okay, and this would be the shoulder, the second shoulder. So keep an eye on this, because if this does take off, it can go further up, okay, but if it does break it, definitely on the 78.39-ish level, we could definitely see it, correctional move down to 78.19-ish level. So keep an eye on this as this progresses during the day. Now, For a Monday, we had a pretty decent day in terms of gold. Gold retraced from its 1300-ish level yesterday, a high of 1305, 1304-ish level. As you can see here, we're trading right below this 1293-ish support. So, altogether, okay, it's still, I wouldn't say it's in a downwards trend, okay, but looking at a daily chart, you can definitely see where we're faltering and we're trading within a certain range. On the external, outer perimeters 1353 and 1270. But as you can see here, we're faltering at 1300, and that's a round number. Psychologically, it's an important number. So if we don't rally past it, above this 13-ish level, we could definitely see a correctional move down to 1278, maybe even 1270, just revisiting it. Okay, so just keep an eye on that. And as you can see, other RSI, we're just making a lower high here. Okay, so that's something to keep of note. Oil hasn't really been trading much. Okay, we've been really in a tight range, so I'm not going to cover that today. But Wednesday will be crude oil inventory, so we'll discuss it then. Looking at the Dow Jones, yesterday new highs, and we're sitting at new highs. And if we look over the past 17 days, we're 17 days into the month, we're up about 200 and change on the Dow Jones. Then we haven't been up, these big numbers, up 200 points, up 300 points. We've just been, it just means that there's money being funneled into the stocks, and it's real buying, and there's follow through, and it's a trend. And this is where traders in the U.S., okay, who are trading equities, trading U.S. stocks, are making $30,000 a day. Okay, and I kid you not, because this is very reminiscent right before 2000 of 1998, 1999, where money was being funneled into the markets. Okay, and things were just continuously going up, and you could just almost sleep on it. Okay, have a good night's sleep with an overnight and some sort of trend that's going to continue. You're not going to be found yourself with, oh my God. Okay, now what this does mean down the line, okay, we're not there yet, but down the line, when we do have a correctional move, okay, on the downside, when things, as they normally do, the going to be much more vicious, okay, on the downside. But right now, we're still trending upwards. There's still money being flowed into the markets. Okay, and it's not showing us any sort of correctional move. So, ostensibly we're at 22,907. Okay, there's no reason at this stage, if we continue at this pace, to hit 23, maybe even 23,500. Okay, now this in conjunction to where we were a year ago on November 8th, when Trump was made president, is about 5,000 to 6,000, 5,500 points above. We hit a low of 17,300 on November 8th when he was elected. There was a massive sell-off initially, and then there was a correctional move, a vicious correctional move. Okay, many people got themselves, and I spoke to a lot of traders. Many people got themselves, in a really tough situation because they, were betting against Trump being positive towards the economy. And I'm not a prophet, but you see what the tape is saying to you, and the tape is saying that we're continuously going up. Now, the question is the Dow carrying the DAX? Are they playing a game of catch up? That is to be said. Now, if you look at the DAX is not making new highs. I mean, it's making marginal new highs, but it's not the same format. If you look here at the Dow Jones, you see that it's straight up, okay, and the DAX is not. It's going up, but it's faltering. So suffice it to say that the DAX is relatively weaker, okay, compared to the Dow for now. Okay, if it plays catch up down the line, that's something to be said. So keep an eye on this as well as this unfolds. Looking at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, we sold off a little bit yesterday, but a gap up. Okay, we had a little bit of a gap up, and now we sold off 52,549 all-time highs. Okay, so the markets, as you can see, are sizzling. They're very hot, and there's money being funneled into the equities market. So, it's a little bit scary to buy here, but every time you buy, you see that it goes up higher. Okay, just have to keep an eye on the downside, and keeping a tight stop loss just in case if there is some sort of a reversal at least, or they're booking their profits or somewhat, that it's going to start at some point, because we are in still October. So keep an eye on this as well. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.